You just said yes, no, no.
Did I just say yes, yes, no, no?
It's like my kid. Yes, yes, no, no.
I have to actually like do something to make this a reality. I don't remember what it is.
Well, it says we're live everywhere.
Does it say we're live everywhere?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, there we are.
Here we are.
It says 𝗃cie𝗶𝗰𝘀𝘀. Oh yeah, it says I'm live right now.
Yeah, it does. Oh. There we are.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
I really thought that I had to do something else, but I guess not.
That was easy. Oh, look,
too easy.
Watching.
Are we live? Are we live on yours?
You want me to check? I don't have a good history of checking.
I don't see it on my personal. Personal.
Okay, I'll check.
Yeah, go check. See if you're there somewhere. You know, this is the tech startup stuff that we got to do before we start at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. All right. We're live on mine too. Fantastic.
We're not live on mine.
Let's see, Bridge.
Oh no.
You can go to mine and share it.
Can you?
Yeah. Go to my profile and then share it to your page. Share it to your wall.
Okay.
And that'll take care of it.
Perfect.
Great.
Thanks for telling me.
Steven's like, let me in. And then he went away.
I knew.
Welcome aboard, Steven.
Welcome aboard.
Nice to see you, Steven. Check out my sweet new camera.
Yeah, insane. Look at how the background's faded, but you're in focus. Look at that.
I'm literally doing anything I can to make myself look better on camera. It's like this unbelievable effort to get myself.
I feel like that room that you're in, I see more like of that room as time progresses, and that room is so trendy that you're in. That room is so cool.
It's a very trendy room that I stand in here.
Do you still have the Baby Yoda drawing up there?
It's right here. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
I like that.
Right there. And then I got the little BB-8 right here.
Incredible.
I'm just wasting time for the first 2 minutes while people file in, because I see rooms filling up, and I see people checking in. And I just see a bunch of people checking in. That's incredible. I've got people messaging me privately on my Facebook Messenger, which is great. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to those messages as readily. But if you are here and you're attending and you want to chat with us, we can see your chat, and we can highlight it, like the amazing Donna Matlock can highlight her. So we can highlight your chat, but you've got to be doing that through either my Facebook or my LinkedIn. It's just the limitations of the technology. It's how it works.
Yes.
We got a big one tonight, guys, and I do want to get to this. I said I was going to give it 2 minutes for people to join, because sometimes it takes people a little bit of time to figure this stuff out. So we'll just give them a few minutes to join. But we do have some pretty heavy lifting to cover tonight, and I have taken the liberty of kind of putting a little thing right there.
That thing.
You got it?
Look at that.
I put a little thing right there.
Next to Stephen Steffen.
That's just going to keep
visual aids.
Yeah, the visual aids are just going to keep us on track.
Absolutely.
But we do have some heavy lifting to do tonight, because what I want to talk about, and we've done a pretty good job at promoting this, is I want to talk about how to land your next 5 clients. Now, for some people, for some entrepreneurs, it's going to be their first 5 clients because they're just starting out. For others, it's going to be their next 5 clients. But what we're going to talk about today are the techniques, the strategies that you need to be able to do this and to be able to get those clients. Whether you're starting a business or growing a business, you're going to need that. I remember when I first started my business, Bridget, it was actually 21 years ago, believe it or not. And I was, I was new. I was a new entrepreneur. And I remember starting it thinking, how am I going to even get my first client? Forget about my first 5 clients. How am I going to get my first client? And I remember what a struggle that felt like, because I started my business because I wanted this sense of balance in my life. I wanted fulfillment. I wanted a sense of freedom. Of course, I wanted to make the money that comes with being an entrepreneur. And at times that, there's certainly a lack of that as you're just getting started. and I wanted all of these things, but I didn't really know what to do to get those first few clients. My experience was it took a little bit of time to unlock that lock. It was like a combination lock, like the one that you would put on a bike. You've got to align all of those numbers before it opens up. It did take a little bit of time to really get into the groove of things. But once I got those first couple of clients, boy, it opened up my world. What was your experience like when you were trying to get your first couple of clients, Bridget?
I'm glad you asked, because launching into the entrepreneurship life was really like diving off a cliff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't look back. You really can't. If you leave a 9-to-5 job, if you leave the traditional workforce, you really can't look back. You have to dive into entrepreneurship with reckless abandon. And so that's exactly what I did. I just said, in my mind, I'm like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to add value. And let me see who's out there. It really was just figuring out, and getting to know people. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we talk about engagement and creating a desire when you're meeting with people. But it was exciting. It was exhilarating. I mean, sometimes I partnered with fear. And it was just all about figuring out what people's needs were and then bridging that gap. So
that's good. I like how you did that. Stephen, you run into people all the time who are just starting businesses. Do you see that in them?
Yeah, I think it's very exciting when you first start a business. Like, it's inevitably exciting when you first get your first clients. It's so exciting, I can relate when I was a real estate agent and you had a first couple deals happen, and I was just so excited, and I gave 110%. You know how much I love that.
Yeah.
And then of course in real estate, you do the transaction, and then they're in the house and everything's good to go, and you feel like this was such a journey. This is so wonderful. And then you're back to square one, and you're left there going, I've got to get another client and another client, another client, and that's when you start to realize I need techniques on how to scale this, and that's why I'm excited that we're gonna touch on all these points right here. But also I'm excited that you put on how to scale there, because if you're not doing techniques that you can replicate, you'll get a couple clients and then you won't know how to get the rest and how to keep getting clients forever.
For me, when I first started, my very, very first entry into the entrepreneurial phase was 21 years ago, when the internet was just starting, and I was helping companies just kind of navigate their way to getting a presence online. It wasn't about client attraction, but over the first, say, 5 years, really turned into that. And that was right as we were crossing the threshold towards social media becoming a thing. And so there was this perfect storm for me, where I had been helping entrepreneurs, businesses, some large, some small, get online, and then they were starting to attract clients. Then social media came, and it sort of all the puzzle pieces came together for me, and that's where that was 16 years ago that I truly changed my focus exclusively to teaching people and advising people and helping people grow their businesses using the internet and using social media. And just a very quick story, I sat with 20 of my clients today. Now, I've worked with thousands of people, but there are 20 of them who are in this closed private group with me. And I sat with them this week, and we all sat there going around and talking about our goals and what was the exclusive message. And some of them are in this audience right now. The exclusive message was, I am having the best month I've ever had. That's this month. And every month I say that. And for me, that is just such a rewarding thing to hear people say is, every month is better than the last, and I'm having the best month in my business. We're not talking small numbers here. We're talking people who are approaching multiple 5 figures per month, mid 5 figures per month. These are entrepreneurs making in a month what other people make in a year because of the work that we're doing together. And Bridget, I know that you work with people who have a very similar experience.
Oh, absolutely. Because, living in the entrepreneurship world, breathing it, being in it every day, I know how important it is to create the mindset that will get you to that space where you can receive that abundance, what you're talking about. Because if you don't get in the right mindset, you don't have the launch pad, you don't have that sturdy foundation to allow more to sit on top of it, whether it be more clients, more profit, more to scale. You have to have the mindset as your foundation, which you already know about too, Chris. They need the mindset so that they're able to continue to scale their businesses and change their lives.
You know, there's a bunch of problems that entrepreneurs face when they're trying to get their first clients or trying to get their next clients predictably. And some of those things are, first of all, they don't know how to communicate. They don't know exactly what to say that's going to elicit that response from a cold audience and turn that cold audience to a warm audience and then hot prospects who are ready to buy. They just don't know what to say. But before that, they don't even know where to find their perfect audience. And they don't know how to connect with them in a way that makes them want to work with them. These are all of the roadblocks that these people are hitting. And when I see it, a lot of times people are hitting these roadblocks simply because they don't believe that they can actually do what it takes. They don't believe that they can find the audience online, and they don't believe they can say the things to connect with them. And I know you see that.
All the time. Absolutely. Limiting beliefs are the number one problem that stand in people's way in accessing that more, like you're talking about.
Have you ever heard someone say the phrase, I'm just not blank? Like, I'm just not good at sales. I'm just not creative. I just can't sing. I'm just not a singer. I'm just not an artist. I'm just not good with numbers. It's like, you have to eliminate that. And I know it sounds kind of like, cheesy, but I think you might be surprised at what you're good at. And those are things that like anyone can be good at. It's just, there's the illusion of talent.
You know, for the people who are with us tonight, if you stick with us till the end of this, at the very end, I'm going to share an offer with you. I have a free social media boot camp that is 6 videos, 6 lessons that will get you started on attracting clients through social media. It's a free boot camp by invitation only, and I'm going to invite everybody that's on here to be a part of this. So at the very end, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to that. Just hang around with us till the end. But, guys, why don't we just jump into this and start to talk about the things that, the things that people need to start getting their next 5 clients. And the very first one is what I call the audience GPS. Now, GPS, global positioning system. We all know what a GPS is. Helps us get from one place to another, helps us locate things on maps. I want you to think of the internet, and I want you to think of social media as a big map. And there are people all over this map. Well, here's what we know by the numbers. And if you're taking notes, these are the numbers you should be writing down. 3% of any audience that you're speaking to right now is problem aware and solution seeking. And they're looking for someone who can solve their problem. This is across all industries, across all niches, across all audiences. 3% of any audience is problem aware and solution seeking. Another 7% has the problem that you solve, but doesn't know there's an answer. So we've got a small percentage, 3%, who is looking to exchange money with you for what you do. And then a larger percentage, that 7%, which makes it 10% of any audience, is a prospect for you who could be ready to buy at any moment. And once you realize the power of that, 1 in 10 people that you speak to is an opportunity for you, then suddenly your entire business opens up. But the question becomes, how do you find these audiences? And that's what you need to do. You need to think about where your perfect prospects are online. You need to think about the hashtags that they follow, the groups that they're in, the gurus that they follow. Where are these people online? And once you find these people and where they are, where is that 10%? Well, then you become present with them. And when you become present with them, they see you as the sole source for the solutions that they're seeking. But it takes a little bit of work. So again, figure out the hashtags that they follow. Find the groups that they're in. Become a part of those groups. Find the gurus that they follow and be in that audience. Now, the ninja trick that I'm going to share with you is don't go into these groups or these hashtags and start slamming people with your sales message.
Yeah.
We see that all the time. The moment you start slamming with a sales message, they're going to shut you down. They're going to kick you out. They're going to tune you out. Instead, be present with them. Be one of them. They will identify you as the sole source for the solution that they're seeking. and your world will open up. I'm thinking about a client of mine, a particular client of mine who's a network marketer, who was only working locally. She was only working in her local geography. And after going through my program, she was able to identify clusters of her perfect audience, and she was able to become present with them without a sales message. And within a couple of weeks, they realized that she had the solutions they were looking for. And rapidly, within 6 weeks, she was able to go from local to national to international with her business. Now, this is a network marketing business.
The intergalactic. Sorry, I had to do that. Sorry.
I'd love it if she went intergalactic.
But honestly, maybe though. But honestly, eventually, maybe.
Maybe someday she will. But she was able to go international within 6 weeks with her business, and her business absolutely took off because she used her audience GPS, and she found these people, and she became present with them. So the very first thing that you need to do if you're going to attract those next clients is turn on the audience GPS, find that audience, and become present with them. Bridget, talk to me a little bit about engaging with your perfect audience.
So you find your perfect audience, right, Chris? You find them, and then you get in front of them. They get on your calendar. What do you do next? You know, how do you stop yourself from showing up hungry, ravenous, so super excited to share your product, message, or service with them? That's really the number one question. You're like, okay, now I found these clients. I know where they are. I know I have something to offer them, but how do you bridge that gap? How do you step into their world without being assuming? And how do you break them free from receiving a sales pitch? Because that's what it's really about. You get to break free from that business in the box mentality of giving the sales pitch, but then how do you also make it so that they break free from receiving that sales pitch, right?
Yeah.
So I would say there are a couple of questions I hope you guys are writing down, because that's why we're here tonight. We want you to think more about how to make your business successful. We're here to inspire and empower you with some new strategies and some new ways to think about how you're doing your business and meeting with clients. So I want you to ask yourself these questions. Why would someone work with me? I know it sounds very simple, but if you've heard your product, message, or service so many times, you may be uninspired by your own message and how you're actually helping someone. So first step, ask yourself, why would someone want to work with me? And second question, what do I love about what I do? And then third question, where am I uninspired? Product, message, or service. So I'm just going to repeat these real quick because it's all about getting in that right mindset, setting the stage for yourself to show up well when you're going to engage with potential clients. So why would someone want to work with me? What do I love about what I do? Where am I uninspired by my own product, message, or service? Because your number one goal is to create a connection, not a sale. And I say that as your first step because you've got to get in the right mindset to focus on creating that connection first before you launch into the next piece. What do you guys think about that?
That's great. That's an important key to absolutely unlocking a beautiful relationship with a prospect turning into a client. Stephen, what's your experience with engaging with prospects?
You know, like I love the word engagement, and I love the fact that like, social media, they'll even give you metrics on your engagement versus your likes, and how much is someone. So it's like, in other words, what the program's really doing there is there's drawing a line between someone just liking something and someone engaging with something. And usually that line is having meaningful conversations.
Yep.
And I really can't stress that enough, is that, if you're having meaningful conversations, you have that person engaged. And many times it is asking the right questions. It's asking the right questions to get them to understand that you are listening. Because if they really believe, and if you really are listening to them and understanding them, then you've won a little bit there. And I think you've won the potential to help them. And so getting them to that engagement phase versus them just liking you, because I'm sure that a ton of people just like you. But do you know their problems, and are you listening?
Really well put, and thank you for sharing that, Stephen. Guys, tonight we're talking about how to get your next 5 clients, whether you're just starting out as an entrepreneur or you are thinking about taking that plunge, that step into becoming an entrepreneur. You've been called back to work, you realize that's not for you, and you've got this idea that you know you can change your market, and you want to bring that idea to market. Well, listen, no clients means no business. It's as simple as that. You can look at all of the other things that people are trying to tell you you need to do to start or grow your business, but it comes down to 2 things: getting meetings and turning those meetings into clients. Because no clients means no business. I don't care how good your logo looks. If you don't have clients, you don't have anyone to look at that logo. And I know I'm taking a tone here, guys, but it's so important. And that's what we're talking about tonight. And we're giving the tips and techniques, the inside secrets to how to get those next 5 clients, whether they're your first or your next. I want to talk a little bit about the client lexicon. A lexicon is a collection of words or a language that is spoken. It is the common vernacular or the accepted language of a group. And your clients and your prospects have a lexicon. And that
very famous movie line. Now you're speaking my language. That's a very famous movie line.
Every audience has a set of words or phrases that they use that are unique to that group. And when you can learn that language, when you can make that lexicon part of your language, when you integrate yourself into that way of speak, when you speak in your writing, in your videos, in your sales pitches, in your prospecting, in your sales calls, when you can use the language of your prospects instantly relax. They instantly see you as an authority who has expertise. You build your trustworthiness. So your job right now is to understand the lexicon of your audience and start to infuse everything you say with the language of that audience so that you become a deeper part of that audience. Now, I'm thinking about a particular client of mine who has been doing something for a very long time. Her core competency is, she's a coach, and she works in service to others. And we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and she was feeling stuck in her language. And I said, you've been doing this so long that you are you're so deep into it that you can't see what it looks like from the outside. It's time to take a moment, take a breath, and take a bird's eye view. And realize that now ready for this? If you're writing, write this down. Realize that the people you serve are experiencing the problem that you solve for the first time. And they have zero knowledge of how to solve it. You have been doing what you do for years, but the people who need you have been experiencing the problem for a very short time. When you speak the language and you embrace those sentiments, everything opens up. This was a few weeks ago. Aligned, we looked at it from a bird's eye view. She changed her perspective. She changed the language and she started using the language of the lexicon. And as I met with her this week, she said she has had another one, had her best month ever. Multiple 5 figures of revenue just by making one small shift. So my next technique for you, the client lexicon, and make sure you've embraced it. If you have questions, please drop them in the chat. We'll be able to answer those later. Bridget, I'm going to hand it over to you to talk about creating desire.
I love what you said, Chris, because it's so important to step into the language that your client is familiar with, that your client understands, that they feel like you understand them because of the way that you're speaking to them. And I'm going to take it a little step further, and I want you to really use that technique. The first step is to make it all about the person in front of you. I mean, really make it about the person in front of you. Start figuring out, before you meet with someone, write down some questions that inspire you, that will take you to that next level from breaking free from the sales pitch. Chris, you've talked about certain questions where you ask people, what's the most exciting part of your day? What's the most intriguing part of your day? Stuff like that. You want to step people into creating an experience with you. Another key part to realize that if you're a coach or a consultant, or you have, you feel like you're in an ocean of your competition, I want you to see what they're doing and then immediately differentiate yourself. Write down some different ways of how you're going to start engaging with clients. See how they are engaging with clients, maybe on social media, etc., how they're titling themselves. You know, there's a million titles for coaches. And then do the opposite. You know, say who you are and how you help. Change it up. So look for ways to differentiate, but it always is about creating an engagement and experience with that person in front of you.
So well put. Stephen, what's your experience with creating desire with clients?
You know, like, I think there's always a problem that you're trying to solve immediately for that client, right? Where we talked about that and talking about getting that audience GPS, the engagement. But I think, I truly like to think on the micro and the macro. So like on a big level, I think thinking in terms of how can you help that client with their immediate problem, and then how can you help that client overall? It might be something that they don't even know. You know, it might be, you know, having a lawyer that they can call on at all times when they have questions. You know, I think ultimately you might be solving an immediate problem, but by becoming a resource for them. And see, that might be something that you have to create and say, listen, you know, you're probably, you might not need this right now, but I want you to know that you might have the desire to call on me in the future for this problem. I want you to know I'm here for you. Sometimes you have to put that desire in their head a little bit to get them thinking down the line. But if you have a plan ready to go, if you have products and a plan ready to go, then I truly think that you can actually kind of incept them a little bit and put that idea in their head. And then down the line, they'll be like, you know what? I have this question. I'm going to reach out to Steve. You know, I have this question about marketing. I'm going to reach out to Steve because he told me he worked for me back in the day. He said that when you have a question, just give me a call. You know, so creating that desire is very important so that people don't know that you're just out the door when you've solved the problem.
Very well put. Let's do a quick recap, guys. Tonight we're talking about how to land your next 5 clients, whether they're your first 5 or your next 5, whether you are just starting out or you are looking to grow a business. And just a quick recap, your audience GPS, that means you've got to find your audience and be present with them. You've got to turn on that radar. You've got to find that map, find those people and become one with them. Then Bridget talked to us about engagement and how you need to develop that deep relationship with your prospects so that when they become clients, the doors are open. We then talked about the client lexicon, or the language that your clients use or your prospects use. Finding out what is that very specific language that's not used anywhere else except for in the circles of your clients, and how you can use that language to become more present with that audience. And then finally, we've talked about creating desire. And when you create desire, your entire world opens up because people are coming to you as opposed to you always having to reach out to them. Bridget, I have a feeling before we get to how to scale, you might have a bonus tip that you want to share.
You know, I usually just share this in my program or for those people that partner with me, but I kind of want to share it with the group that's here tonight. And it's really how to create empowered client interactions. Sometimes you can change a one-on-one interaction into a client, because sometimes people don't know that they do want to partner with what you have to offer them until you present it in such a way. So when you're going to share your product, message, or service, don't share it from your perspective. Share it from the perspective of the person in front of you.
Wow. Yeah.
And what that means is you listen first. You listen first. You get on their maps. You hear their problems. You hear what they thought their solutions would be. And you organically have that conversation like you guys have talked about, but you do it in such a way that draws that out. And then you combine your product, message, or service with what they're going through and start to create that transformation in your communication with them. And that's 90% of a potential close. I mean, let's talk about really creating clients. This is what it's all about. So it's not about sharing your product, message, or service from your perspective, but from your client's perspective.
So profound, Bridget, and I'm really glad that you shared that. That was a great bonus And thank you very much for that. Guys, tonight we've been talking about how to land your next 5 clients. And you now have a roadmap that you can take and a set of techniques that you can start using that if you apply these things consistently over time, you're going to see exponential results. Now, listen, we have to talk about how to scale because it doesn't make sense to just do something. Getting just 5 clients is one thing. I want to get 25. I want to get 100. I want to get 1,000 clients. How do you scale what we've done? Well, here's the truth. Everything that we've just given you, you can take and you can use. It's going to take trial and error. It's as simple as that. You have got to start trying and failing and trying again. It's kind of like that combination lock I talked about at the beginning. If you had one of those combination locks where you twist the numbers and then you can open up the bike lock, you could try a different set of numbers every couple of minutes, never get it. And then eventually, after weeks or months or maybe years, you finally get that right connection and it opens up. So you can go ahead and do that. And you can try and you can, use that feedback loop and ultimately you'll get it right. I mean, it could take you months or it could take you years.
That's horrible.
We don't have a lot of time here tonight. We only have about a half an hour. We're probably going to run over it by just a little bit. And it's difficult to customize what we're saying here to everyone's own specific business because you have a unique situation and you need unique things in your business. So as an offer tonight, Bridget and I'm going to put her contact information up in just a moment while she's talking about how to scale. Bridget and I would like to offer a free consultation, a free strategy session with you, where we will talk specifically about your business and how you can apply these techniques and other techniques to grow your business. Now, listen, this is not a joke. There's like no joking around here, Bridget. This is for serious business owners. This is for people who either are already successful and want to scale, or for people who know they have something that can change their market. And if you have that, I would love to sit with you for 30 minutes and take all of my experience and overlay it on top of what you're doing to show you the exact step-by-step strategy to grow your business. Now, my calendar link, you'll see it right below. It's my last name.me. When you type that in, it's going to bring you to my calendar page. You simply click a date, select a time for a connection call, and come prepared to work. Because I don't have a magic wand, but I do have a methodology. I'm going to take what we talked about tonight and all of my experience, and I'm going to apply it to your business to show you how to grow and how to attract clients predictably using a technique I call the daybreak effect. It's a set of steps that you follow every single day, just like the sun coming up. And those set of steps will help you grow your business. I've done this with thousands of people. Bridget, what's your take on the matter?
Honestly, I would love to meet with you next week, Chris. I'm totally going to reach out.
I'm booking both you guys right now.
Yeah, on your calendar. But honestly, I also want to share if anyone would like to dive deeper and get a more customized approach to meeting with their clients. Maybe you're hearing different problems that they're going through right now that you're like, you thought about it right now during this time and you're like, wait, I can't get this answered right now. You could get on my calendar and I will offer you a free direction session. It will go beyond just giving you that solution to that one problem. It's also going to be talking about what that romance with life looks like for you, what that partnership with your future successful self looks like for you, and how to create more of those empowered client interactions that you really deserve. Let's be honest.
And Bridget, your calendar link is yourname.me, Bridget HOM.me. So for people that want to get on your calendar, they can do that. I think you can see how these strategies work, and I think you can see them working for you in your business. Now, there's my calendar link, proudy.me. If you're interested in talking about these strategies to help grow your business using free posts in your social media newsfeed, that's the link for you. If you're interested in meeting with Bridget to talk about her strategies in her connection call, what do you call it? A direction session? In her direction session, it's with BridgetHom.me. Bridget and I have each worked with thousands of entrepreneurs, and we have helped create these customized plans just for them. And if it worked for them, it can certainly work for you. So now is the time to jump on those links because we really only have a limited amount of time here that we can share with you, and every business is unique. So we would like to customize this to your particular situation. Bridget, I don't want to let too many cats out of the bag, but should we tell them about the special?
Well, I feel like they're here for a reason, Chris. So I think we should let them know. Let's let them in on the little secret right now.
So Bridget and I have decided that it would be to everyone's benefit if her program and my program were offered as one single unit. And what I do is I teach people how to attract clients through social media, through the internet. I teach client attraction, client acquisition. Bridget teaches how to have those fulfilling relationships with your clients to help your business grow from the inside, to help your life grow everywhere. We each have our own specific methodologies that we teach, and we'd like to put those together for you. So if you're interested in just one of us, you've got the links for each of us. If you're interested in using, in looking at that combined offering, we have an incredibly special, I don't even want to say it because it's just that special, but we have this incredibly special deal that would be for you. So you can get with either of us and just say, I'm thinking about both, and that is totally cool. Bridget and I talk constantly, so we are always on each other's radar for that. This has been incredible tonight, Bridget. You wanted to say something.
Well, already in the chat, Sonia goes, how long does this offer last?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Get on our calendar
Bridget.
Right now.
Yeah, this is, you know what? If you're sitting there and you're saying, how long does an offer last? You are going to attract clients to you who are wondering how long your offer lasts. Ooh. If you jump on an offer, you're going to attract clients to you who jump on an offer. So you're thinking the wrong things. Think about, how quickly can I get into this? It's what they should be thinking. Right? Look, the truth, here's the truth. We're in a different world. In 2019, everything was different. There were lots of different ways to grow your business, right? Mm-hmm. Here we are, 2020 happened. And what if it happened again? You need to have the skills and tools to be able to grow your business from home using free posts in your social media newsfeed and develop those client interactions that grow your business like a beautiful, well-maintained garden in fertile soil. And that's what you get. So, how long does the offer last? I don't know. I might pull the plug on a moment's notice, but you never know. Now is the time to act, because now we only have so much time in our schedules, and there are only so many people we can serve. Now is the time to act. Either one of our calendars will get you access to that. Stephen, you're awful quiet down there. Anything that you want to contribute?
I'm just pondering down here. No, I love the word pondering. I think it's a great offer, guys. How do you scale? You work with fantastic people like these two up here. Get on their calendar, and ultimately, I think the technology that you guys use, the methodologies that you guys use is very strong. And if you have the right technology and the right methodology, you can scale with just yourself, a couple other people, to incredible heights, guys. So in incredible numbers. So definitely take advantage.
I don't want to drop any names, but my phone just buzzed. 3 people already. Boom. So Bridget, keep an eye on your calendar as well.
I haven't even checked in yet. I'm just being present. I'm watching the chat blow up. I'm seeing.
Calendly just gave me three notifications. Let's hop over to the chat and just see if there are any questions that we can possibly answer.
Yes, if anyone has any questions right now, we can answer.
Bonnie McDonald is looking for the calendars. Bonnie, it's so very easy. Bonnie and I just met yesterday. Bonnie, it's right there, proudy.me, right there in the blue. Proudy.me, Bonnie, come on board. If you want to meet with Bridget, bridgethom.me, HOM. I'm going to go through the chat because I've been ignoring the chat. And let's just see. We got somebody saying me. I love to see that. Thank you very much. If you have questions on anything that we've talked about tonight, we're certainly happy to answer those. Credit Card Rob comes in with the dynamic duo combining forces. First time that anyone has ever heard this. So true. Shazam. All right, guys, that was it. And somebody says amazing. Darcy says amazing. Appreciate that very much.
Nice.
Look at that. Thank you, Robin. Robin Thomas jumps in, including the link.
Nice, Robin.
There you go.
Robin is doing incredible things. So, all right, friends. Guys, this was a good one tonight, this workshop. I really like this.
Yes, I love our new visual aids.
If you're still with us here tonight in the chat, what was your biggest takeaway from our time together tonight? I am interested. I know there's like a little bit of a delay on that, but I'm curious for those who are still here with us, what is your biggest takeaway? What was your biggest takeaway tonight?
So important, right? Just one sentence in the chat so that other people can get inspired by your takeaway, and then it will remind them, oh, that was a good takeaway. I'm going to remember that and add that, file that away for my client interactions. Yeah. So it's so important for us to see your takeaways and for everybody else to see them as well.
Mm-hmm. And while we're doing that, for anybody that's here live or anybody in the replay, at the beginning, I offered a free social media boot camp to get you started on social media. If you are interested in coming into that 6-lesson boot camp, all you have to do in the chat is write #bootcamp, and I will reach out to you with login details, because I have that thing totally locked down. Not everybody gets access to that. So #bootcamp in the comments, wherever you happen to be watching this, and I will directly reach out to you and get you into that boot camp. Some of the biggest takeaways are coming through. Marty says, audience GPS, finding where your prospects are hiding. For me, it's navigating the audience GPS, Marty says. Rob Burton says it's the audience GPS. Connecting in service with a purpose, from Sarah. Beautiful.
Michael Agan says, sharing what I do from their perspective. Good
Great.
Stuff.
Awesome.
Linda says lexicon, use their language and brain. I love that.
Ashley, you must take different approaches for different situations and people. Absolutely.
100%.
Yep. Bonnie, the process you teach. Awesome. I got a #boot camp, a couple of boot camps already. Excellent. Using the language and your brain, from Linda. That's awesome. Thank you so much. April, great information. Takeaway is, when we delay taking action, our prospects will do the same. Listen, it is true. I was just talking to somebody about this today. If you're not willing to invest in yourself, others will never be willing to invest in you. And if you're always looking for that free thing and you're never willing to come forward and put some skin in the game, take some action yourself, and dedicate that investment of time, of money, of effort in yourself, you are only going to attract people to you who are looking for the free handouts and the push button solutions that you just can't offer. So you attract to you what it is you do. And I realized that. And once I realized that, everything changed for me. I mean, listen, I spend in coaching for myself, I work with some very high level people every year. I spend multiple 5 figures a year in coaching alone for me. And that comes back to me because I'm willing to invest in myself, and others become willing to invest in me. Bridget, I know you do the same.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that small group of people that empower you. And empower you in different ways. I believe everyone needs that mentor or that coach to really get them to that next level. Because the reason you're not at that next level sometimes is because you have those blocks, like we talked about originally. Like, you need that extra person to show you that bird's eye view and to remind you of that. So it's so important that we empower one another and find that group of people that do that for you.
What you seek is seeking you. That is a quote from the poet Rumi, and it is so true. What you put out is what reflects back to you, because the world is a mirror. Cicely Simpson jumps in with an amen based on everything that we're saying. I want everyone who is watching this right now, you see her in the comments, connect with Cicely. That is one of the most dynamic, game-changing professionals the world has known. She has a book coming out about her experience in the business world, and she has a methodology called the CHAIR methodology, CHAIR. And I don't want to give away any of the secrets of CHAIR. That's up for her to do. But if you're looking for an inspiring individual who just absolutely is taking this world by storm, it is Cicely Simpson. I'm just shouting her out just a little bit tonight.
Love it. We need to have one.
Hey guys, that was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
Really great.
Well, my favorite part was everything I said. No, I'm kidding. Let's do this again. I like the workshop format. I like inviting as many people as possible to this and providing as much value as possible. So let's do this again. We'll come up with more topics for you. You can drop topic ideas in chat to us.
Please bring us problems. Bring us all your biggest problems.
Stephen, what was your biggest takeaway from everything we talked about tonight?
I love it. I think a lot about audience GPS, and what really comes to mind is the word community for me. Is like, I feel like online there's just so many, out there on the internet. There's just so many different communities that you can really belong to and enrich. And I think I watch all these real estate brokerages, and I heard this one guy talking. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and they were going to open this new office in this location, and the line that he said that really got me was we're really planning on just enriching the community around us. And that line alone, I was like, wow, okay. Like, and really the subtext there is that they're looking to grow their business, but he was so purposeful with that line of like, we're looking to become very like involved in the community. And it's like, duh, like that's how you build great relationships, is that you can't walk in with a giant, like, hire me sign. You got to go in and understand what's going on in the community, become a part of that community. And I think that really stuck with me.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Thanks for being here tonight. As always, I love our Wednesday nights together. Guys, tonight we've been talking about the absolute most tested, proven, perfected methods for getting your next 5 clients. We outlined it all for you. And if you missed any of it, just go back to the replay, watch it through again. But I will impress upon you, you must take action, and you must take consistent action over time, because it is consistent action over time that is going to produce exponential results. You take a break, those results reset. And we don't want that for any of you. We want you growing your businesses. Bridget, we're bringing this thing to a close. Give us your parting thoughts. And as always, you get the final word.
You are here because you want more out of your life and your business, and you deserve that. So go out and empower others, and you will be empowered. Let's go make moves.